Today, I'm going to discuss the best waterfalls in Southern California. I'll discuss each waterfall from my least favorite to my favorite one. I'm going to discuss the location, the length of each hike, and the elevation gain on each trail to each waterfall. I'm going to discuss why the last one's my favorite on this video. I hope you enjoy this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what's your favorite waterfall in Southern California, or in California in general, or wherever you reside. Number 8 on this list is Santa Ynez Falls in the Pacific Palisades, California, along the Santa Monica Mountains. This hike is just over 2 miles with a 200 feet of elevation gain. Easy hike, short, and it takes you to a nice little waterfall in a wooded area coming down the canyon. Next on this list is Switzer Falls in the Angeles National Forest, near Pasadena, California. This is 4 miles round trip with an elevation gain of about 700 feet. So the hike starts right here at this campground. As you pass that bridge, you're gonna make your way up on the side of a mountain range, witnessing nice views of the mountains. So right here is the lower falls. So this is a very popular trail in the Pasadena area of Los Angeles. So this right here is pretty neat, especially when there's a lot of rain and snow melt. So above this one, you're gonna hike above it, and maybe less than a mile away, probably about half a mile from the lower falls, it'll take you right here to the upper falls. So the upper falls is Upper Switzer Falls, which is pretty neat. Number 6 on this one is Placerita Canyon Falls in Santa Clarita, California. So this is a short 1.5 mile hike with an elevation gain of 321 feet. So this hike is pretty easy. You'll make your way through an oak forest along a creek. And it's not a difficult hike. It's relatively easy and short. And you basically just make your way through the canyon on this hike, climbing over some rocks. And you do get a lot of greenery on this hike. And the waterfall is not particularly exceptional, but it is a pretty neat waterfall, especially when you get a lot of rain. Regardless, it's a cool hike. Number 5 on this list is Trail Canyon Falls. This is near Sunland, California, and this hike is about 5 miles round trip with an elevation gain of 1,000 feet. So this hike takes you across creeks, woodlands, and a canyon. This hike isn't hard, but it's not easy either. This hike is more on the moderate level. But when you get to the end of the waterfall or the end of the hike, you do have to do some scrambling over the rocks. And when you get to the waterfall, it really is pretty neat. It's a good sized waterfall coming down the mountains. So this is Trail Canyon Falls. This is a pretty good hike. I definitely recommend it if you're in Sunland, California, or the Los Angeles metropolitan area. Elsmere Canyon Falls, Santa Clarita, California. So this hike is actually off the trail. You will climb over some boulders, rocks, and just follow the stream. And right here you'll see the lower falls, and then there's an upper falls. So basically you gotta climb to get to this. So you climb from right here on this side, and it'll take you to the upper falls. So this is like a 2-tier waterfall, maybe a 3-tier if you could make it to that very top, which I don't recommend. Number 3 on this list, Newton Canyon Falls in the Santa Monica Mountains in Malibu, California. So this is a really short hike. I want to say it's less than a mile round trip to get to it. Just climb down this canyon right here, and you get your way through this brush. It'll take you to a pretty neat waterfall along the creek. And this waterfall is pretty unique because you have basically 2 waterfalls coming down, one on the right side and one on the left side, which kind of gives it that unique look to it, which is one of the things I look for when I go exploring for waterfalls, is what makes it different than just a regular waterfall. And if you hike a little further, you could make it up to Zuma Canyon Falls. This is definitely a neat hike if you're in the Malibu area or you're in the Santa Monica Mountains. So I definitely recommend it. The next one on this list, the Devil's Gulch. So this hike is probably the most difficult one of the waterfall hikes because you actually have to go through a stream. And I'm not talking about just a stream. You actually have to go through a river that's raging to get to this waterfall. And it's on the same route that takes you to the Bridge to Nowhere, except you make a left turn off where the water and streams going through. And it's kind of hidden. But when you get to it, it's a beautiful waterfall. Possibly most beautiful waterfall on this list, or number 2 as listed. But it's a very nice waterfall to get to. And I definitely recommend this hike if you're willing to work for it. This is just under 9 miles round trip to get to, with an elevation gain of 1,000 feet. Number 1 on this list, Blackstar Canyon Falls. So this is a 7-mile round trip hike with an elevation gain of nearly 900 feet. This is near Silverado, California. There are some rocks to go through, and here's me climbing a rock. This is the rock climbing I was talking about. And the trail is somewhat hidden, but when you look through the bushes close enough, you'll notice it. And I'm just gonna have to make my way up there. I'm getting pretty close to it though. And you can see when you make your way up this trail that there's a lot of little waterfalls up ahead. And some more rock climbing right here. And I've been to a lot of waterfalls, but this is definitely one of my favorites, I think. And here's one of the lower tier falls, one of the first. And I believe there's at least 5 lower tier falls before you reach the Blackstar Canyon Falls. And that's a good sign right there. That's a good sign that the water should be flowing well. And we're getting close. We are approaching it, and we have arrived. And right there, you can see a little cave in there that you can go into. This is Blackstar Canyon Falls. This is a very beautiful waterfall if you can catch it after a rainstorm. And I'd highly recommend doing this hike between late December and February, as that's when it's at its peak. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe.
This one's my favorite because of how unique it is, with the waterfall coming down the cave and the larger one coming down the mountain.